Greetings, everybody. I am Lobo, and welcome to Luna. This is episode 194 of my Minecraft survival series, and over the past couple months, over the past however many episodes, we have been making massive progress on the Enchantry here, on Enchantry Island as a whole. Last episode, we were working on the village over there. Today, though, I think we're going to finally make our way back to the Enchantry Tower and kind of finalize things here. Because as far as the tower goes, all that's really left is the interior, right? I mean, Guardian statue's done, the docks are done, the village is almost done, and after today, all that should really be left is the landscaping, right? So we're going to get to that point. We're going to get to the point where all that's really left is a little bit of landscaping, which means the final thing that needs to be done aside from that is going to be the interior of the tower here, and we don't really have a whole lot of interior space to cover. We got this main tower at the center of it all. The interior of the main floor is almost done. There's a couple little changes I'm making here, but I mean, aside from that, aside from the main tower right here, and we have these 4 smaller towers on either side, you know, easy peasy. Oh my goodness, melon seeds. Why do I have melon seeds? Somebody's been over here trampling my farmland. That's unacceptable. Was it me? Yeah. Probably, most likely, yes. So to start, I said I wanted to make some changes to the tower interior, the first floor, and basically what I want to do is something that we've done out here at the Mage Village houses. Just kind of pop out the terracotta that makes up our walls, throw some other walls in there, you know, the cobblestone and the stone brick and stuff like that, just to give it that more crumbly, fractured appearance. That will promote, you know, cohesion with the exterior here, which is also crumbly and fractured. It will also promote some cohesion between the tower and the village down there, so that way they both have kind of like the same basic design stuff going on, right? Now, unfortunately, it does seem that I may have fenced myself in a little bit here by putting these fences, or fenced myself out, as the case may be, because it is going to be kind of hard for me to get in behind this. But, you know, I do think it needs to be done, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Now, ideally, we're just going to be able to go into most of these areas and kind of, you know, reach in between the fences, kind of pick and choose which blocks we actually want to replace. But, I mean, obviously, you know, we're going to have to, you know, it's going to be a little bit difficult to try to get all the blocks replaced that we want to get replaced, right? But, I mean, now we should have a pretty good little sample section right here. We can go ahead and see how it looks and just make sure I actually want to continue with this. Yeah, I think it'll be worth it. So, I mean, as far as this main room goes, there's not a whole lot of terracotta. That should be pretty easy. The hallways, everything else should be very easy because we don't have fences blocking us. You know, we just pop out the blocks that need to come out, go ahead and throw the blocks that we want to have in there, and, you know, that'll be that. So, yeah, let's roll with it. And we'll carry that wall design up throughout these smaller towers. And I mean, that's really all we need to do for these right now is just walls, floors, and ceilings. As far as decorations go, they're going to be fairly minimal, and we're going to tackle them last. But I mean, the only really big area, and I wouldn't even call it a big area, the only bigger area is just this little transitional piece between the 2 towers. This little corridor right here that we're going to have to dress up a little bit. Ow. And I mean, even that's not a big deal. So that's the plan. That is the immediate plan for what we're going to be doing. But while we're doing that, I'm going to be giving some thought to how we're going to be tackling this main tower right here, because I do want this to be a little bit different, a little bit more grand. And I have some ideas. You know, I have some ideas. But as of right now, we know we're going to be replacing the walls down there on the first floor, kind of putting in the stone and all that stuff. We're going to be tackling each of the side towers right here, getting the basic interior structure of all those in. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of music, try to get that stuff done. hold on. We got creepers incoming. Okay. That could have been bad. I had a little bit of failure to launch there, but you know what? We're all right. This guy was trying to sneak up on me. Ow. He's trying to sneak up on me, but you know what? We got him. All right. I guess we're back, though. And we should probably go ahead and take a peek at what we've done over here. I'm not feeling super graceful today. I'm a mess right now, but that's okay because this place is also a mess. So see, everything kind of goes together, right? It fits. So basically, we got all our walls in. We got like I'm feeling all crumbly. We got this corridor area. We've got basically all the major structure in aside from the main tower, and pretty much these towers are very similar. Like all the rooms are very much the same and they're empty as of right now, but we will come back in here and kind of add some stuff to them because I envision these to be like more storage areas than anything else, a place that the Arcanine Order keeps like arcane artifacts and forgotten tomes, stuff of that nature. But we'll talk about that a little bit more once it comes time to actually do that, and that's not now. Now is not that time. What we're going to work on right now is the main tower, and the main feature of the main tower is going to be, surprise, surprise, a stairway leading all the way up to the pinnacle of this tower where we read from our book on occasion. And we're not going to get in the stairway just yet because there's some stuff we need to figure out first. We need to figure out the walls and all that stuff because once we get all those in, that's going to shrink this room down pretty significantly. Like if we carry the design features that we have down there up here, we know we're going to have like these like door frames or these frames of these entrances kind of come out a little bit into the room. And I guess before we commit to anything, let's just go ahead and like get little sample sections in here just so we can kind of better visualize this, right? And already just kind of, you know, laying some stuff out here, you can see that our floor space is getting significantly smaller, which means the area that we're going to be able to work in any of the details I want to work in here will be significantly reduced. Now, this is the bad part about when I do my exteriors first. I usually don't save enough room for myself to do the interiors the way I want them. Conversely, if I do the interiors first, then the build ends up being much bigger than I want. So, I don't know. I still haven't found that happy medium quite yet, but, you know, we'll make it work. You know, we always make it work, or at least make it passable. But, I mean, as for right now, we're just getting the layout in, right? And you can see the layout of the room. We have, like, these little areas right here we're going to do something with. We have I still need to get the borders in around the walls. This also shrinks the room down a little bit and also reminds me that we built this tower more elliptical than we did circular, which is also going to make things a little bit more difficult. Yeah. Why do I do this to myself? I do not know. I didn't save any room for myself for a staircase, did I? None at all. But you know what we're going to do about that? Nothing. We're just going to keep rolling with it and hope that inspiration strikes. Because when I think about the order of importance here, and this is going to sound bad, but when I think about the order of importance here, like, you know, I'm thinking we need to maintain the aesthetic that we have downstairs versus, you know, making this place super easy to navigate and functional. But I mean, this place isn't supposed to be comfortable, right? We already established that. We'll have these waterlogged entryways where you get your feet wet upon entering and exiting, just like we did downstairs over there, carrying that up through here. So, I mean, you know, you're going to be navigating this place with wet socks regardless. So, I mean, what's the big deal? Any additional inconvenience is just going to be secondary to that fact. All right, so the original plan for the stairs is a bust. That's not going to work. What I was originally thinking is that we'd have like kind of a double spiral staircase, like a double helix design of staircases, kind of corkscrewing their way up to the top of this tower. And basically, what I was thinking, what my idea was regardless of where we entered, like if we entered from over here, we would just cross underneath this staircase, make our way to this one, and then continue up to the top, right? I mean, obviously without falling off. Same thing, we came through this door, we just continue up this way, and then you make our way up to the top. This entrance right here, that entrance right there would lead up this separate stairway, but they can't do that because, you know, this thing is in the way, and that's why we got that in first, so we know the borders of our room. So this right here, that's a no-go. And now that I've kind of refreshed my memory that this room is not circular in shape and we won't be building it symmetrically, maybe it would be a good idea to go ahead and get the rest of these entryway frames in here, just so we can kind of start planning some stuff out a little bit better. All right, so hopefully this helps out a little bit as far as trying to plan some stuff out here goes. Now we know, you know, we can start getting the bottom section of the stairway built in and just kind of see where our issues arise, because I still haven't given up on that idea. You know, I still want to do the double spiral staircase. And if it doesn't work out, I do have a backup plan in mind, but you know, that's a backup plan. We want to try to roll with our original idea if at all possible. All right, so this should help me a little bit. This should help me try to figure out, you know, I can try different things in here and just see what works and what doesn't, which is what I'll probably do for a little while. Now, this isn't complete, right? We still need to crumble up the walls and make it all like, you know, messy, kind of like we did down there, right? So, you know, this isn't really what this is going to look like, but this should help us build our stairways in here. That's the main plan. Backup plan, let me go ahead and tell you that. Bubble elevators right here. Like a perfect spot for a bubble elevator, right? But I really don't want to do that if we don't have to. So, yeah, give me a few minutes to try to, I don't know, just try to figure some stuff out here. Okay, so some slight rearranging of the room has happened, specifically on the floor. You can see I made this like kind of a square now. So hopefully that will give us a little bit of extra room and we can work these stairs up in a square. So a double spiral square staircase, kind of hugging the blackstone borders of this, right? Because I want to also add blackstone borders to the stairway, and that's where we're going to put our handrails on, just to kind of carry that all the way up. I don't know. This might still pose a problem. We're going to see. That's what this is all about. We're just kind of experimenting here and just seeing, you know, if we can make this work somehow. Idea. I got an idea. I don't know why I was making this harder than it has to be, but yeah, we got this. So potentially I can both cut this back and raise it up a little bit. That gives us a little bit more room and potentially even looks a bit better than the way we had it. Okay, so I mean, it's close quarters, right? It's close quarters, but I think we can accomplish what we wanted to do here. Like I can fit my blackstone borders in along the edges of the stairway. And yeah, I mean, you know, let's roll with it. Let's see how it looks. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sold on this idea as of yet. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the other side in here just so I can, you know, I don't know. I'm still not giving up on this. Okay, you know what? The more I build in here, the more this is kind of starting to grow on me a little bit. Because what I want is like I want it to look like a twisted mess of staircases, right? And that's what it's starting to turn into. Now it's not, you know, done. Like obviously it's not done, but I mean, we're going to be adding some of these warped railings on top of the blackstone and stuff like that. On top of blackstone rather than basalt. We made the other staircases out of basalt, but I wanted blackstone in here just because we have the basalt entryways. I feel like that might have been a little too much, and the blackstone kind of goes with the borders of the room and stuff as well. So yeah, I mean, it's coming together. It's coming together. I'm going to mess around in here a little bit more, but it is starting to come together. So as far as what I'm messing around with, right now I've turned my attention back to the floor since we do have a better idea of what we're doing with the stairs. Kind of wanted to turn my attention back to the floor and just see if we can make everything start working together a little bit better and kind of more embrace the asymmetry of the room. Okay. All right. So I'm starting to like it now. It has grown on me. The more I add, the more I like it. I think I am to the point where I'm about to say, we're going to roll with this. So at this point, we just need to take whatever we've done down here and kind of carry that up to the top of this room. Excuse me, the top of this tower. So at this point, let's go ahead and call DD on. Ooh, stairs are hard. At this point, let's go ahead and call DD on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get this tower done. Welcome back, everybody. We now have a little bit more of the Enchantry complete. Did you see that? Did you see that flying? First try. One attempt that took me. Welcome back, everybody. We now have a grievous injury. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We now have... I'm on fire! Hot, hot, water, hot! No, not really. Oh my goodness, why? I was so close to having... how you know I'm not filming this again? I'm not, because that's been too much. It's been too much already. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure where to go from here. I guess we'll just go ahead and walk through this place, and I'll show you guys around. I mean, we can go up our jumbled, double spiral staircase over here, which basically I just wanted to look like this series of like intertwining staircases and stuff like that. And obviously we have the candles kind of floating in the air as well, kind of evoking this magical setting, right? And if you can, kind of pinpoint the inspiration for all this, well, you get nothing, because I feel like it's probably fairly obvious what I was looking to for inspiration. I tried to put my own little spin on things, kind of, mix it in with the feel of the Enchantry, right? But I mean, the route we took is only one way that we can get up to top. There is, in fact, an easier way. I don't know why I decided to try that again. That has not been working out well for me. But there is, in fact, an easier way up to the top. If we just fly up here, we can easily make it. Ow. I have so little regard for my own well-being at this point, it's ridiculous. Anyway, this does take us all the way up to the very tippy top of the tower, the pinnacle of the tower, where we can read from our book, or I guess the Arcanine Orders book, if we're to be more precise about who that book actually belongs to. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me for 1 second, I need to eat. It's very loud. I'm sorry, I'm a loud chewer. Anyway, the last thing I want to show you guys up here from this top room of the tower, accessible via this other staircase, is this mirror. And I'm told that this mirror has magical properties of some sort, but I don't see them. In fact, I don't see anything at all in this mirror, so maybe that's the magic. It's broken. It's a magical broken mirror. I don't know. But this mirror has got me thinking that we do need to go through the Enchantry and kind of finish off by adding other magical artifacts and relics in these storerooms that we have off to the sides in either tower. So that's probably how we're going to go ahead and finish things off. You know what? I'm going to take the stairs down, because that is not safe. Now, artifacts and relics, I know that's not very specific. I'm still trying to figure out what those are, but earlier I did also say some forgotten tomes, right? And there are plenty of books I'd never think about down here. This requires a lot more dye than I thought it would. So on to our second cauldron of purple for our, what are these? Like ceremonial robes. Ceremonial outfits, because they're not robes. Outfits, because we're gonna have capes on them too. It's gonna be great. Hey, we got a thing. Tie-dye outfit. That's something. We did a thing. Now, I mean, these are for special occasions, and we don't want them to get dirty, so maybe we'll just dedicate a room in this tower specifically for these outfits with their cute little capes and everything. I probably should have done those in a different color, but you know what? They're not mine. They're the Arcanine Orders. Who am I to tell them how to dress? But then as far as magical artifacts go, the Arcanine Order also possesses the Conduit Staff. More like the staff of being very hard to put together. Hold on a second. The staff of misplaced assembly is what this is. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Conduit Staff. The staff of ruining my clips. Jeez. I don't know. Washroom for the ceremonial robes, maybe? This is, of course, a room where we store all of our charred skulls. Completely normal. And then as far as our forgotten tomes go, we're going to get a little creative with this one. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to try to have an armor stand kind of holding it up and then make it look like it's encased. I think that's probably a good height for it. So the forgotten tomes are basically these cursed books. So if we have him holding it up like that, maybe... Then we'll take our piston, throw a slab right there, and that's going to be like the base of the book's display case, all right? And then what we need to do is go ahead and move this out of the way. And I suppose we can go ahead and get our floor back in here so I don't fall through. And then we can go ahead and throw in the glass, the actual display of it, right? So I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to work. All right, let's go ahead and break this out and check it out. Oh, I like that. I like that. And we can just go ahead and set up one of these display cases on the bottom floor of each of the far towers. And maybe a dragon head to represent the end, since we do have the wither skulls representing the nether. And maybe a mushroom room, you know? I mean, these guys, the Arcanine Order doesn't want to go down to the bottom of the island every time they need fungi. Maybe they just, you know, keep some in stock up here if they ever need it. And then, you know, general storage, because everybody needs general storage, right? You know? Not like I'm running out of ideas or anything. And don't ask me why, but the Arcanine Order is also just seeming to stock up on gilded blackstone. I don't know what their reasons are. That's something you have to take up with them. And maybe some magical herbs and spices. I don't know. We started strong. We started strong with our decoration, but yeah. Then over here on the top floor of the furthest tower, we'll do the most forgotten tome. So yeah, I mean, we got pretty much every room covered now, which I think is a good thing. You know, regardless of whether or not the stuff we have in here actually makes sense, every room at least has something in it, a reason to be, right? What are you doing over there, huh? Whoa, what are you doing over here? Why do you got my melon seed? Guys, we found our melon seed thief. We found him. Oh. Can I have those back, please? Thank you. This is even part of the video. What are you doing up there? You know, I was just going around getting some stuff prepared for next video, so at this point, I feel like I've answered your question, zombie. Why don't you answer mine? Where did you come from? How did you get up there, huh? Come on, spill it. Spill it. You're gonna spill something. Yeah. No idea. But with that, I think we can now call the Enchantry Tower complete, which is crazy to think. We got the interior finished today. We'd already finished the exterior. Basically, everything above this platform right here is now done. Oh man, everything below the platform, though, that's a whole nother story, especially landscaping-wise. We're going to touch on that in the next episode. In fact, next episode, I'm hoping to have the entirety of Enchantry Island complete. So that's going to be a lot of work because we'll have the landscaping in the village. We'll have these cliff faces to do. We'll do something, a little waterfall right there. So, I mean, we got our work cut out for us. So if this episode does seem a little bit short, that's because I'm kind of giving myself a little extra time to work on the next episode. Because the next episode is going to be massive. There's going to be a lot of work involved. But before we wrap up this episode, you know what time it is. We got a little bit more of this story that we need to get through, right? And at this point, we are quick approaching the end of the story. We have 2 pages left. One to be read at the end of this episode, one to be read at the end of next episode, hopefully with a completed enchantry, which should hopefully lead us to retrieving Watchdog and Wolfred, who have been gone for some time now. But as far as the story goes, this involves 2 other parties, namely the Arcanine Order and Wolfen's Laboratory, run by the Grey Wolf, Wolfred Wolfen Sr., who gained power from the Old Ones, who also happen to have bestowed power to the Arcanine Order. So it seems like the Old Ones might be playing both sides against each other here. But that's not the only thing Wolfen's Labs and the Arcanine Order have in common. You see, they've both done some pretty bad stuff, and I guess we could trace this back to when Wolfred Wolfen Sr., in order to gain his power, made a deal with the Old Ones that he would destroy our original world, our Season 1 world, and bring them into this one so that way they could finally ascend, whatever that means. Now, the Arcanine Order called upon the Netherworm to try to destroy Wolfen's Laboratory and stop this from happening, but Luna would have been destroyed alongside it. So, I mean, do the ends really justify the means? I don't know, but apparently I'm also to blame a little tiny bit I may be to blame because, you know, they called upon the Netherworm and I just saw it as a big monster, one that had to be defeated, right? And yeah, boy, did I defeat that thing. Very proud of that fact, not so proud about what happened afterward or what resulted from it. You see, me defeating the Netherworm may have expedited the decimation, reducing the world we once cherished to nothingness, and potentially the Arcanine Order along with that world because, you know, we carried on into this new reality, condemning them to the abyss that used to be our previous world. And that's regrettable. You know, I'm sorry about that. I really am. How could I have known that was going to happen, though? I mean, honestly, how could I have known? Now, how this story continues from here, I don't know. How we fix things, I don't know, because it seems like some of this stuff is irreversible. But we are now on page 9.
Perhaps they thought that would be enough. But drawing upon the power of the old ones, we pried open a window between our worlds. We've become parasites, draining just enough energy to prevent their ascension. Just enough to keep ourselves alive.
Okay. All right, so let's look at the positives first, okay? Let's just look at the positives. How about that? You guys are still alive. The Arcanine Order has remained alive, so that is a good thing. Very good job keeping yourselves alive. Secondly, it does seem like they do still have a hold on this world because they're drawing power from the old one still, and against the old one's wishes, it seems. So they're doing this in order to prevent the ascension. And again, we don't know what the ascension means, but that does seem to be the old one's goal, right? That is the end they wish to achieve. And I guess we should be thankful for the Arcanine Order for preventing this from happening because, you know, I'm not sure this world could handle such a thing. I mean, the ascension seems like it sounds bad, right? It sounds bad. But I guess we're going to have to wait till next episode to see how this book ends. That is going to do it for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.